Do you want to learn how to properly use commas?
Do you want to look smarter?
Less illiterate?
You're in the right place.
And luckily for you, there are only 4 simple rules.
First, we have the introducer comma. Before we start learning about this type of comma, it is important to clarify the difference between a dependent clause and an independent clause. A dependent clause is not a complete thought or a sentence, so it does not have a subject and verb. An independent clause is a complete thought and sentence, and it has at least a subject and verb. When you insert a phrase, word, or dependent clause before a complete thought or independent clause, use a comma in between. But if the dependent clause is inserted after the complete thought, no comma is needed. For example, if your mom asks you what you're doing after school with your friends, you would have to say, "Today we are going to Tim Hortons." But if you put "today" at the end of the sentence, you would not need a comma. We are going to Tim Hortons today.
The next type of comma is the interrupter comma. You should use this comma to set aside grammatically non-essential information, or information that is not key to understanding the sentence. When telling your AP Lang teacher why you didn't do your homework, you should say, "My homework, unfortunately, was eaten by my dog." When telling your friends that you discussed the economy with President Barack Obama, you should say, "I was talking to my friend Barack about the economy."
The third type of comma is the linker comma. For the linker comma, we need to know what coordinating conjunctions are. They are known as the fanboys because the conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. When using a fanboy to connect 2 independent clauses, you must use a linker comma. When complaining to someone about your terrible weekend, you would say, "I wanted to go out with my friends, but I had too much homework." When complaining about your disgusting dog, you'd have to say, "The dog wandered into the house guiltily, for he had just made a rather large mess of the yard."
The fourth and final type of comma is the lister comma. According to this rule, you should use a comma between items in a series of 3 or more words or phrases. You also place a comma between 3 or more descriptive adjectives. With coordinating adjectives or adjectives of equal importance, there must be a comma inserted between them. You can test if they are coordinating by placing "and" between them, or flipping the order and seeing if the sentence still makes sense. For example, you would say, "I went home to grab my planner, book, and pencils" when you went home from school. You would also say that you studied for your test by flipping through the pages of your textbook, highlighting the key terms, and looking over your notes.
Believe in yourself.
The comma is conquerable.